The bad boy, Joey Janela, was on Denise Salcedo's Instinct Culture show this week, giving a very candid interview, talking all about his AEW status. Check out this clip.
My contract's up on May 1st, and I'm going to have to say no now. I'm not interested in signing with AEW. If I don't sign another contract in my career, so be it. I'm completely happy with rolling around at the Outlaw Mud shows with some of these either wacky names or great names of the past. Love it. This is everything I could have dreamed of. I just wish there was less radio silence on their end with me. I consider Tony a friend. I hung out with Tony a lot in the beginning days of AEW. So be it. It's over now, and we're just moving forward. I have no complaints. I thank Tony. I just wish there were more. They've been doing this to people. They've been radio silent on the people they are letting the contracts expire. That's why you have talent relations, to talk to your talent and tell them what the situation is. I just wish they would talk to me.
Na 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 na. Hey hey hey, fuck off. You know what? I'm not gonna miss Joey Janela. I know he's got his fans. People like him. Look, he talked all about wanting to go back and do the indie shows and do the GCW, and he attacked Waltman. He's in a storyline with Waltman now. Look, I mean, he's gonna be fine. He's got a good place on the indies. He's a great indie character. I think he'll do better there. I think he'll be more entertaining there. I think he will reattract some fan appreciation once he's back on the indie scene. But let's face it, his AEW career was a complete and total flop. And you could blame that on other people if you'd like to, Tony Khan or whatever the fuck. But at the end of the day, Joey Janela just wasn't that great. Right? He was prominently featured when AEW first started. He was getting those TV spots. He had his feud with Kip, recently losing Penelope kind of around when AEW was starting. Some people might not even know that. Joey Janela was with Penelope, got her start in wrestling. Got her in AEW, I believe he mentions on this interview. And, but over time, he just, he was getting out of shape. You could tell he wasn't. Look, when you get a job and look, I'm fat too, right? Like, I'm chubby. I need to lose weight. I'm definitely not anybody to critique people's bodies or their lack of effort in getting into shape. But if I'm a professional wrestler and I get signed to a national TV company, I'm going to start getting into shape. That's not the time to go, you know what? I made it. Kick my feet up. Let's start eating Cheetos. That's the time that you really try. I had the same critique of Eddie Kingston. I love Eddie Kingston. I love everything about him. But the dude got signed with that little gut that he's got going on there. And I got mine too, so I'm not judging him. But he got signed with that gut. He should have instantly been working on getting rid of that shit. Bulking up, getting some muscle, getting into shape, man. You're on national TV as a wrestler with your fucking shirt off. For fuck's sakes. And that's part of Joey Janela's issue was his look. I think he got lazier with, this is a place where you pitch your own ideas and you kind of, you to a certain extent, you run your own storylines. Yeah, the boss can have ideas for you, and yeah, the boss is going to have final say-so. But where was Joey with his awesome ideas? He ended up being teamed with Sonny Kiss, and then he had a little feud where he split up with Sonny Kiss. He attacked Sonny Kiss. He went heel on Sonny Kiss. But this was all happening on YouTube, and nobody was watching it. Ultimately, I think it was just a bad run. I think he's capable of more. I think we'll see it more on the indies. I think we'll start to hear Joey Janela's name again. I think he's going to stay relevant. He's doing the right shit out there on the indies. But his time in AEW, it's come to an end. And it wasn't a good run, and maybe he'll be able to reinvent himself and have a comeback at some point, but in him saying, I don't buy the, I've chosen not to re-sign with AEW, that's a way to save face because he's not going to be re-signed. He was talking about how he wishes that Tony Khan or even, the talent relations, which is Christopher Daniels, would just reach out to him and talk to him, tell him what's going on, tell them what they're thinking. And they don't. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. The company, they need to have the balls to fire people or let people know that they're not going to be redoing their contract instead of just doing it through the news or just not doing it and not talking to you and just going ghost. He's breaking up with people and ghosting them. You're dumping the girl that came over and you fucked last night by just not talking to her again. And that happens a lot these days. And Tony Khan, bless his heart, maybe just doesn't have the heart to tell people that, but he needs to. If he's going to be the boss man, he's got to be able to say, look, dude. And he can have Christopher Daniels do it and save face, but he should be doing it himself. And he's, Janela even said that he thinks Christopher Daniels would love nothing more than to fire his ass. Apparently he's got some heat backstage. People don't like him. He vaguely mentioned a lot of the veterans think he's got a bad attitude or whatever, or he's been disrespectful at times. Like, there must have been some shit. I think Joey strikes me as the type of person who can't help himself sometimes. Maybe has a little bit of foot in mouth syndrome. Maybe he rebels or says things out as a way to lash out, as a way to vent frustration or anger or whatever the case may be. So I don't think he's got too many fans backstage by the way he makes it sound. But he said they're doing the same thing to Marco Stunt too. And and I think we've heard this with, we heard a bit of this with what's her face there too, the Swole, Big Swole. He's not gracefully firing people, but at the same time, think about it, this is the first time that people are getting let go from AEW. And a lot of times, we've heard it, saw it with WWE. When people get let go from the big leagues, they get salty about it. Because obviously they see themselves as a big money draw. They see themselves as way better than The Office saw them as, and blah, 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 blah. This is going to be best for all parties. Get rid of Joey Janela. He wasn't doing shit for you in AEW. He's just taking up contract money now at this point. Let him go. He'll be great on the indies. Who will revitalize his career, make a name for himself. He'll do just fine. AEW will do just fine without him. Marco Stunt too. Yeah, fuck him too. I always, kind of talked about with people, if it ever came up, with the bloated AEW roster, Marco Stunt and Joey Janela were both two people I would have cut. So get rid of them. And if you're curious, I would have also got rid of Brian Cage, Alex Marvez. Get the fuck rid of that guy. There's weight that you can cut, Anyways, it's a great interview. I highly recommend you go seek it out, both just for Denise. Support Denise Salcedo. She does great work out there. And then also she's getting a lot of good interviews lately. So definitely, if you haven't heard of her or if you haven't been checking her out, pop in, see what she's got going on YouTube. And, it's worth listening to the Joey Janela one because he's very candid and very open and very heartfelt, I thought, in a lot of ways. It was very cathartic for him. And I wish the best for him and his future endeavors.
Oh yeah, thanks for checking out the video. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like it if you liked it. Yeah, and you can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on the channel. Oh yeah, dig it.